Hey, my lovely, lovely, wonderful, beautiful, handsome people. A pleasant afternoon to you. Beautiful people, listen. There is a scripture, 1 Corinthians 15:33. It says, bad company spoils good character. It never says, it didn't say bad company spoils good personality, because your personality is your personality, whether you're introverted, extroverted, you're flamboyant or you're not. That is what you would constitute as personality. I'm just giving some examples, but it is if you are humble, if you are meek, if you're self-controlled, if you are somebody who you do not gossip, you do not tell lies, you don't steal. It's so many different that now constitute what you call your characteristics that make up the personhood who you are. And you remember your parents used to say to you, be careful of bad company. But why they say that? Because they know it will spoil good character. Oftentimes people believe that, oh, I am strong, you can't influence me, but that is wrong. Listen, we learn through our five senses, through seeing, through tasting, through touching, through smelling, and through hearing. That is how, and because it's repeatable, because for example, if you know that a perfume smells good, like each time you buy it, and then you become like it becomes your signature scent, and you become a fan, and you keep buying that particular thing. Why you may eat a particular food, apart from the nutrients or whatnot, but something that you like because of what your taste buds have given off. Your brain says this, and then your taste buds corroborates the story, and then you run with it and you say yes. And then over time you come to know that this thing tastes good, because it goes into your muscle memory. It goes into the somatic memory as well, that sensory motor section of the brain, and it holds and it stays and you don't forget. Now listen, it says here that people you spend time with strongly influence your thoughts, your values, and your behavior. It is a must. They will. Have you ever noticed, if you stay around somebody often who tends to use maybe a swearing word, one day you may just get either very excited or very angry, and you find yourself using that word, and you wonder to yourself, wait, but I never used to speak like this. You didn't realize that you were slowly being influenced. It didn't take root immediately, but after a few months and even maybe years, you start to speak like that. Listen, here is why this happens. You see, one, influence is contagious, and a lot of people don't understand. That is why it is easy for the influencer to get people to hate on others, because it is contagious and you want to be a part of. Yeah, so human beings, they like to be a part of the in crowd. You know what I mean? Because they want to kind of follow what is going on, follow the trend, follow the fad, follow the fashion, follow what is in style, and follow who is leading. Because they can get some favor, they can get some things granted and whatnot. So they're going to listen to the one who has the influence. And influence is contagious because humans naturally imitate others. That I can tell you is true. Nobody is self-made. They imitate. For you to learn, you have to learn behavior. So you look and you say, I like how she says that. I like how he acts that way. And then you start to try and carry yourself that way. And that is why we should encourage people to live better, because they will imitate us, as we imitate God, and so forth. So humans naturally imitate others. And I've seen that. We absorb habits, language, attitudes, and moral standards from those around us, oftentimes without even realizing it. You find yourself just starting to speak like this person, act like this person, and do whatnot. You know what I mean? That is why it's imperative that you try to be around people of like-mindedness, so you sharpen. So I influence you the same way as you're influencing me, and we're just sharpening and growing and growing and growing and growing. Good. Normalization of behavior. If you're around dishonesty, gossip, laziness, or harmful habits long enough, listen to me, those behaviors start to feel normal. Why you think some movies will put some things in there? Because they want to desensitize you to it, but it becomes normal. So when you say, "Cho, I'm used to that," yeah, and then you find yourself becoming a part of it. Unfortunately, different things I'm talking in life, not one specific thing. So even if you once disagreed with them, you find yourself say, Maybe there's some point in gossiping. There's some point in laziness. There's some point in dishonesty. There's some point in treating others bad, getting other people to hate them. You not even realize that you're subscribing and advocating for wickedness and evil. 3, desire for acceptance, which I made sure to say. People, we are created to be accepted. We don't like rejection. We don't like ostracism. We don't. We want a sense of belonging, a sense of worth, a sense of value. That is why our self-esteem is so important to us. So many people want to belong, and they want, most oftentimes, sadly, they want to be a part of the popular group. And the popular group may not necessarily be the best group. You know, they want to fit in. They may slowly compromise their standards. And I've seen it. That is why somebody can over time go and say, say this person is so and so. You find that you were okay with the person, and then all of a sudden you start pull away from the person. Then when years come and it happens back to you, you want to know, remedy the situation with the person that you started to treat bad. Which song you sing, so? I believe in forgiveness, but the person has to be very leery and wary of somebody like you. Because now that you've been through it, you understood what it is that you had done to the person. You had psychologically and emotionally abused. A lot of people don't know about psychological and emotional abuse, or more psychological. Let's go. So they fit in, so they will slowly compromise their standards. I've seen it. Oh my goodness gracious. I have seen that in different spheres, in different organizations. I've seen people compromise their standards. They sit and they listen to wickedness, to lies, to gossip. And people have gotten them to turn. It has happened to me. I've seen it. And you could have shown respect and care and love till you're blue. If they're being influenced by others in a negative way against you, that's it. The only being that can actually stop that is they themselves. Or, between two. God, number one. And then they making a decision to say, no, this is not right. And when they make that decision, when God allows them to go through the same fire or a similar fire, people start to treat them the exact same way, getting people to hate on them who used to be cool with them. Get people to ostracize them, get people to psychologically abuse them. A lot of ways that people can psychologically abuse you. For example, let us say you're at an office and you're in there, they don't talk to you at all, really. Unless it maybe something may come up where it's work related and they have to say, and even the way how they say it, it's monosyllabic, it's dry, you can hear the unfeeling, the uncaringness, without compassion, it's disrespectful. But outside of that, the whole day will pass and they will not speak to you. So that's one form of psychological abuse. A lot of people don't know that. It happens. As soon as somebody else comes in, they talk. Or as soon as they come out, they start talk to whoever else is in there that they talk to. And as they come back in, they shut up. Pick the behavior. That's a childish human being. And I see it among, with adults. I don't see that with children. And 4, erosion over time. Character usually isn't destroyed in one big moment. It takes time. Because now you're unlearning your good traits to learn bad traits. You're unlearning your good traits to learn bad traits. So it is shaped gradually through repeated exposure and small decisions. So you find yourself slowly compromising. You're listening to people treating somebody bad who never disrespected you and never treated you bad. And all manner of evil. And then you don't realize. And it is only when you now go in the hot seat and your body burn you. You say, ratted, what is this that I've done? When your body start burn your hot, you say, oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah. Bad company spoils good morals. You can't say people can't influence you. They are influencing you, not realizing it. It's not so overt. It is subliminal. It is starting in the subconscious mind first. Before it goes to that frontal lobe. You understand? Until one day you find yourself, oh my God, I'm treating somebody. I've seen it. It has happened to me. And it has happened to others, which I've witnessed both ways. So this is not a guess. This is not a spell. It is reality. I don't need statistics to prove it is so. I know there are statistics. Out there to prove it to be so. But it is true. I may experience it. And my truth is truth. Others have experienced it. And their truth is what they have experienced. You understand? So still they think that, I'm a strong person. They can't influence me. Oh, really? So you big bad. You control yourself. Oh, really? God alone is in control here. Anyway, word to the wise is sufficient unto the day. Follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a lion, and you can follow me on Instagram.